What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Polderbaan. Runway 18 right. Once again in use for arrivals. It is Saturday, February 8th, 2025. Welcome to the show, folks. TUI Dreamliner coming in from Willemstad, Curaçao. And I hope Michael will turn up soon, because number 2 is a CRJ. It's been a while since we last saw one in the stream, but there you go. I was having a look in the chat and I see that Stranger is also underway. Which flight is he on? SAS flight 821 Oslo, ETA, just over 10 minutes from now. Perfect. Good evening, Maria, and good morning, Marissa, and all the others. Hey, stranger, you have Wi-Fi on board, mate? That's terrific. Well, Ali, good morning, who asks, how is the weather today? It looks brighter than it was here when I was setting up. My camera is wet. If you look, you can probably also see droplets on the camera. No, the tripod case, the wrapping, which I always keep around my power supply. Visibility in itself is good, but we had a little bit of drizzle, if you will. Well, it wasn't amounting to anything substantial, but we definitely had some precipitation. Shouldn't amount to a lot. So all in all, we should be good here today. It's a day where the wind is blowing from the east, but more biased to the south than to the north, which is why the runway configuration today is that of wind blowing from the south. That means this is the primary runway for arrivals for now, at least, with center probably the secondary later in the morning, and Kaagbaan as runway 24, together with Aalsmeerbaan runway 18 left, both now open for departures. And this is a CRJ. It's been a while since we last saw one in the stream. Michael was inquiring about them lately, and I guess it was just a pure coincidence, but there you go, we have another one, Lufti, flight 988, arriving from Frankfurt. A nice little wheelie. Well, I'm saying little. Not really a little wheelie. Lovely to see there. Good morning, everybody. Roadhog, Boy, Sheila, Troy, Captain Jerry. Good morning, one and all. Blackburst, good morning. So yeah, we had a moment where the sun was quasi shining. But wind is blowing from the east, southeast. Not much to write home about. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke insofar as we are able to see it. Looks like so. Next up will be Finnair A321, arriving from bloody Helsinki, flight 1301. Good morning, Bas. Good morning, Kattejan. Hans, Nijmeegse Nieuwsnet. Siegfried, good morning. Stranger is also trying to come by, say hi in person before driving to Eindhoven. Would be terrific, mates. Are you parked in my favorite parking garage? Josephine, good morning. Good to see you again. Marion, goedemorgen. Uffel 80, goedemorgen, good morning. Adi Gerda, goedemorgen. I did already say hi to Gratje Wright. Goedemorgen. Adi Hans, goedemorgen. It's me, Mike, good morning. Good morning, Manzi. Alrighty, so we have Vueling coming in first. And Delta next after that. The Delta is arriving from Detroit and Vueling is arriving from Barcelona. Luana, goedemorgen. Hope I pronounced your first name properly. AJX, good morning. Martin, goedemorgen. Oh, not parked in my favorite garage then. That's poor Schiphol missing out on revenue then. Poor Schiphol group. And I did pronounce it properly. Thank you, Luana. Anita Lennart, goedemorgen. Tuning in from Drenthe. Hans is asking about 747s. I think we have a few moments after the next landing to show you guys. There is a 747 on the way. It is from Suparna. It's probably going to go to center, I have to say. Its ETA was between 11 and 11:40. But we are expecting the Suriname A340 to this runway. We're expecting the Orange Pride to this runway. We are expecting the Emirates A380 to this runway. This is Delta Airlines Flight 136 arriving from Detroit, Michigan. It's an A330-300. It's the November 802 November whiskey. Whiskey in the early morning. 21 years old, first flight June 2003. Damn, I think maybe my mic volume is a little too high for those loud deltas. Next up, Turkish flight 1951 arriving from Istanbul. Visualization of what is coming in. Here we go. Looking on flight radar, we can see Suparna is approaching. Now its ETA sadly is 11:14, means that it's probably going to land on the center runway, which I'm expecting will open up a secondary runway around 11 o'clock. We are going to see the A340 expected around the same time as Suparna. Jesus is flying in, is now in Geneva, will be flying back to Liverpool. And over here in the corner of the map we can see the standard livery Emirates A380, which is expected around 12:30. The Orange Pride is also expected more or less around the same time as the A380. So fingers crossed we might get a combo glide slope shot of the Orange Pride with the A380. Wouldn't that be something? Next, after this Turkish A330 is going to be a 777-300 KLM Flight 598 arriving from Cape Town, South Africa. Good morning, Martino. Good morning, made in Australia. Peppy Plane, good morning. Hugo, goedemorgen. Hugo is tuning in from nearby Haarlem. If I scream loud enough and you open your window, you can probably hear me. Man in Australia says, looks so cold and miserable there, question mark. Mate, it's scorching hot compared with yesterday. Yesterday was so much colder with the constantly blowing wind. It's not warm by any means, but you can dress for it, and the wind is very moderate. Hardly feel a breeze against my skin. Really doable well. Now also good morning to Scott. Hello, hello, he says, while celebrating 7 months of membership. Scott, thank you so much for your continued support, mate. I hope that everything is still good and to your liking in the lounge. Thank you so much for your continued support. And I hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come. If not as a member, then at least as a regular, frequent visitor. Ricardo, goedemorgen. Lazoon Pyro, good morning. Welcome all others who have joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is KLM Flight 598. It's a 777-300 arriving from Cape Town, South Africa. And we have a KLM 777-200 behind it. That is arriving from Boston, Massachusetts. BVC. Troy says, be great to see an A340 that adventure down under. Mate, they're becoming ever more of a rarity globally. And when Suriname had their own A340s, they had 300s, and this is a 600 that they've rented, so it's extra special in my opinion. What's also special is that it has been flying now for a couple of weeks without being grounded due to technical dysfunctions, technical issues or anything. So, yeah. Hey, there's Alert. Good morning. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, all others. Hey, Jen Rusek also back. Good morning. More 777s. There is another 777 from Qatar. 777 freighter arriving from Doha. Following this 777. It's KLM flight 618. And thanks for the heads up, Maria. Stranger on board SAS. Now fourth to land. If I read correctly in the chat, seated right behind the wing, right? We'll see the light easily enough, I'm sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, the fourth airplane, SAS, will contain Stranger, who will be shining the light. So, let's see. Good morning, Angelo, who is tuning in from Portugal, where it's probably a bit warmer than it is over here. Here, a couple of degrees above zero, but luckily much calmer weather than yesterday. Qatar coming in from Doha. This is Qatar Cargo flight 8205. It's a 777 freighter, 6.5 hours underway. Wolfgang, good morning, mate. Servus. Howdy, Han. Goedemorgen, kerel. Good to see you, mate. Now, if you joined us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. The channel Schiphol Group loves to hate. It's that good. And we are standing here at the Polderbaan. Runway 18 right. Primary runway for arrivals today. And we're expecting Quad Squad and the Orange Pride. But first, Stranger, who will be third to land in SAS, shining the light. So look forward to that. Howdy Floris, goedemorgen. Gijs, goedemorgen. Good morning, one and all. This 777 freighter arriving from Doha, 5 years old, first flight February 2019. Is that hull the engine or are those squeaky brakes? Flap inspection will tell us that they need to go through the car wash. The airplane car wash. Alan, what up mate? Good to see you again. Perfect timing. Stranger now, number 2, arriving from Oslo, A319, flight 821. And he will be shining the light, folks. Three airplane glide stop shot, EasyJet, A319, arriving from Persenchester, coming in first. Then Stranger on board SAS flight 821, A319 as well. And then American Airlines flight 204, arriving from Philadelphia. Boogie Boy, good morning. Julian, goedemorgen. Watching the stream with coffee and a pink cookie. Roze koek, it's a phenomenon in the Netherlands. Google it and you'll get an idea of what it is. Boogie Boy asks what's on the agenda today. Well, first of all, Stranger is going to shine the light from SAS flight 821, now number 2 to land here, next after this airplane. We're going to see Supernova 747, probably going to center, because its ETA is past 11 but before 11:40. We're expecting the Suriname A340 600 here on the Polderbaan. The KLM Orange Pride and the Emirates A380 both expected around 12:30 last time we checked. And here we have SAS flight 821 with on board Stranger, who is also present in the chat because they apparently have Wi-Fi on board. 2 more airplanes visible. American Airlines flight 204 is the middle, and the lower and third airplane is Air Arabia Maroc, I think. Where's the Electra? No, it's Air Arabia. Coming in from TTU, that's Tetouan. Bombardier C-Series 300 from Air France behind that. And another Delta A330 behind that. First up, SAS flight 821 arriving from Oslo. A319, Stranger on board, sitting just behind the wings. After the wings, 3 rows behind, right, check. Hey there Mark, good morning. Welcome one and all. This is SAS flight 821. Stranger is on board. He is going to shine the light. Well, he's already shining the light, presumably. A319, 17 years old. First flight August 2007. I'm talking about the airplane, not about Stranger. Stranger is a bit older than 17, I would guess. Alrighty. Where art thou? Yeah, see you already, mate. Perfecto. That is Stranger, who just arrived on board SAS from Oslo. Beautiful to see. Welcome back to the Netherlands, mate. If you are going to make it over, I will shake your hand in a bit. That was terrific, mate. Meanwhile, overhead traffic just about visible. Big picture wise, this is looking to the south. This is now looking to the west. Bit of open sky. This is looking to the south. More dense clouds looking to the east. Then again, also a bit more openness further up. So yeah. For the time being, it's dry. We had a few droplets during the time I was setting up here, but all in all, looks like it's going to be a nice day. The entire quad squad, although the 747 is not going to land over here, plus the Orange Pride, and we already saw the Stranger. This loud airplane is American. Stranger says I could see myself. Awesome. Alan says, stranger, that was awesome, but next time we need a mooner, please. The first moonshot on AMS Live. I think it would be appropriate. Or maybe we should let that opportunity over to you once you come over someday, Alan. The king of mooning. Adi Peter, goedemorgen. Daniel, good morning. The cat, Rao, good morning. Saab Turbo, good morning. Saab Turbo tuning in from London. Our next airplane to come in is Air Arabia, operated by Air Arabia Morocco, arriving from Tetouan in Morocco. 2 hours and 54 minutes on the way. It's an Airbus A320, which is 9 years old. The first flight of this airplane was in January 2016. Challenge accepted, Alan says. Absolutely perfect, mate. We'll stay in touch. Next airplane after this is going to be Air France flight 1240. That's a Bombardier C series, aka A220. David, goedemorgen. Prasanna, good morning. Ralf, guten Morgen. Hartelijk welkom, allen. Welkom one and all. Hartelijk welkom allemaal. For those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. If you joined only a couple of minutes ago, you might have missed the shining the light moment of our viewer Stranger, who returned from Oslo aboard SAS. He was also in the chat. He could see himself waving and shining the light while on board the airplane. That's not all for today though. We're expecting the entire quad squad, that is all the quad-engined airplanes that frequent Schiphol Airport. Starting off with the A340-600 operating for Suriname. There's also a Superna 747 underway. I'm expecting it to go to the center runway later because it is expected between 11 and 11:40 and arriving from the east, unfortunately, which means it's going to go to the secondary runway for arrivals, which will be open then. That's going to be the only one that's going to get away from us today. Although, as most of you regular viewers know by now, you can see airplanes to the center quite well from over here. Visibility is perfect today, so no issues there. We're also going to see the Orange Pride and the Emirates A380, both expected around the same time, so looking forward to seeing if they are going to make a combo shot. In the meantime, good evening Lee, who is also back in the chat and is celebrating 9 months of membership. Still enjoying your humor, boy. On to 12 months, he writes. Lee, thank you for your kind words and for your continued support as a member. Let me know if stocks are running low in the Aurora Sky Lounge, and if anything else is no longer to your liking, I'll be pleased to know, and let me see then if I can improve on things or whatever is needed. Hadi Klaas, goedemorgen. Kasper, goedemorgen. This is Delta Airlines Flight 90, arriving from Orlando. Fireworks being set off by the bird control further to the north. Another Bombardier C series is coming in from Croatia, from Zagreb to be precise. That's now the number 2 I see. That's beautiful. Klaas is asking about the orange sprite. Let me show you guys. Pipeline visualized on flight radar. Orange sprite is expected 12:33 at the moment as it stands. And 4 minutes before that, the Emirates A380 is expected. Suriname is expected 12:20. And Suparna 11:12. Did I say 10:20? I mean 11. Duly noted, Lee. Send more beer to the lounge. Didn't know we were running low. I hope you still have ample vodka there. I've put it on the groceries list and I'll make sure we get replenishments stat. Howdy Henk, goedemorgen. Marijke asks if I could stay or come back at 5 o'clock. The answer is unfortunately no, Marijke. Sorry. I run a very busy life and I am going to wrap up probably in the beginning of the afternoon, depending on traffic, of course. I'm going to stick around until all the highlighted airplanes, or at least the airplanes I mentioned just now, have landed. But it depends on the traffic flow, how much longer I'm going to stay for. Mercer says it's truly CRJ day. There's also a SAS CRJ underway. Where the fudge is Michael? Oh, I think he's. I think I know the answer already. He's probably watching skiing. There's probably. Is there skiing on? Probably. Now also a good morning and a massive big thank you to Arjan, who is... Oh, Arjan. That's pronouncing it with the right emphasis. Who is celebrating 16 months of membership, and he says good morning all. Good morning, Arjan. Thank you so much for your support, mate. Good morning to you too. I hope you still like it being a member. I already wrote down that Lee said that the beer is running low. So if anything else is needed, do let me know. Downhill training, Wolfgang says. Well, being the sports enthusiast that he is, Michael is probably watching that right now, if he is awake already. This is Croatia, Bombardier C Series 300, arriving from Zagreb. This airplane looks so much better than the A320, doesn't it? How about if they replaced all A320s from all carriers frequenting Schiphol by Bombardiers, or maybe the Embraers? Low on lube in the lounge. I've got it on the groceries list, Jerry. I'm not going to ask what you need all that lube for, but do you want hand cream or do you need WD-40? Delta Airlines Flight 74 coming in from Atlanta, Georgia, folks. A350 coming in, and another CRJ on the glide slope, Lufty. First up, this airplane, 7 hours and 38 minutes on the way to get here. 6 years old, first flight May 2018. Howdy Tina, good morning. Frank, good morning. Good morning. The aviation boy, Moestik, good morning. Jeannie, good morning. And good morning, Ufuk. Good evening, Bob. Ronald, goedemorgen. Danny, goedemorgen. Selim, good morning. André, guten morgen. Alrighty. Next up, a Lufty CRJ. That's the second of the show. See that John is also back in the chat. Good morning, John. Welcome to the show, one and all. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy, and we are standing here at the Polderbaan. Strawberry flavor, duly noted. Mark asks about odds on a go around today. We are all here for that. Well, I would say 0 to none. We are not experiencing a lot of wind here today. The breeze is moderate. It is a bit crosswindy. That's why it looks like the airplanes are pointing a little bit away from us. The wind today is blowing from the east, southeast, east-southeast. It is very moderate compared with yesterday. So I would say the odds of go-rounds are slim to none. Then he asks if there are princesses underway. I don't know what you are referring to when you're talking about princesses. There is one queen underway, Suparna 747. And this is Dagny. Lufthansa Flight 2302, having arrived from Munich. That's the second CRJ of the show. Ah, the 747, Danny says. Okay, well, yeah, only the Suparna, and it's probably going to land on the center runway. Other than that, you can expect the A340 from Suriname, you can expect the Orange Pride, and you can expect the Emirates A380. And I'm expecting all three of those to land here on this runway. Good morning, Loic. Good morning, Gouwe. Good morning, all others who have joined in the meantime. This is EasyJet A320 Neorio, arriving from Birmingham, and after that it is BA with a regular A320 arriving from London Heathrow. Next up is going to be British Airways Speedbird Flight 430, arriving from London Heathrow. 15 minutes underway. 21 years old, first flight May 2003. More airplanes in the background. Tarom arriving from Bucharest, 737-800. Flight 361. And another Qatar triple is coming in after that. Qatar arriving from Panama City. Midvi, good morning, good to see you again. Welcome back, hope all is well. If you joined us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Polderbaan, runway 18 right. Well, we saw Stranger land, shining the light. He came back from Oslo. And the first quad squad members to arrive are going to be the Suriname A340-600. which is expected in an hour or so from now, and in an hour or so from now also expected, but from the east, at a time where 2 runways for arrivals are going to be open, will be the Supernova 747. Three-airplane glide stop shot, Qatar as number 2 and KLM Malta A320neo is now number 3 in this shot. Number 4 is one of KLM's A321neos, which we can only vaguely see twinkling over there. And this is Starom flight 361. Good morning, DB Baseman. And good morning, fan of trains. No others who have joined us. Now, unlike the airplane where Stranger was in, this airplane doesn't seem to have Wi-Fi on board. No compartment for mothers-in-laws on the rooftop of this airplane. Here we have Qatar flight 8813. Indeed, boy. Waarom, daarom. Why, that's why. This is Qatar flight 8813, arriving from Panama City. 9 hours and 39 minutes on the way. It's a 777 freighter. 4 years old, first flight June 2020. Once again, teeny tiny droplets have begun to fall. Squeaky brakes on this one, but it does have much cleaner flap surfaces than the previous one did. Next up, KLM Malta and Air Baltic passing us by outbound. KLM Malta up next, and a KLM A321neo after that. KLM Malta flight 394, arriving from, you guessed it, Malta. 2 hours and 54 minutes on the way. The airplane is a year old. First flight May 2023. Helsinki spotting, good morning. Now, let's see. After this, an A321neo from KLM. Now, if this is the new livery and the other one is the old livery, I think I like the old livery better. This is very bland. Andre asks if he missed a rare Embraer. I don't think we've seen Embraers yet, so don't think you've missed anything yet. I think the Embraers are due for later in the morning, so stick around if you want to see them. Yillard is informing us that the Banana is also coming. Good morning, Yillard, by the way. Good to see you again. Quick clean of the lens. Then it is back to the camera controls. Rudder Rangers today upon landing. Jerry says there is crosswind. The wind that is blowing more or less perpendicularly to the runway heading, so they are absolutely using their rudders today to compensate for the crosswind. It's just that the crosswind is coming from the other direction today. The crabbing is less apparent then. KLM Flight 1402 having arrived from Paris. And this is the latest in the fleet of A321neos, Fax D. Although Faxi is also expected later. They're expanding the fleet quite rapidly. TUI Flight 361 arriving from Oranjestad, Aruba, coming in next. Aruba, one of the ABC islands. Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao. That's a couple of islands which I think technically are part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, but have a separate status within the kingdom. Off the coast of Venezuela in the Caribbean Sea, hence the 8 hours and 49 minutes of flight time. It's a Boeing 7878. Hadi Michael, goedemorgen. I will keep an eye on the birds, Gouwe. Thanks for the heads up. Good morning, bear with me, and Daniel and all others. Wiepstra, good morning. Tuning in from Sweden. So while there are still a few droplets falling, brighter parts of sky seem to be coming this way already. That's what has been going on all throughout the morning, ever since I woke up. At least here in this part of the country. I think it is a bit better in the east. Hey Lance, good morning mate. Paul, good morning. Hey, Paul says, received my sweater of AMS Live yesterday. What logo did you order? AMS Live or Ground Crew? Hope the sizing is right and I hope you will wear it with pleasure for a long time to come, mate. Thank you also for the support. Delta Airlines arriving from Tampa in Florida, coming in next. Flight 236. I was about to say 263, but it is 236. 8 hours and 18 minutes on the way. 8 years old, first flight April 2016. You can also hear something pass overhead. Good morning, Ari. And good morning, Amsterdam Plane Spotter. And welcome all others who have joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Polderbound Runway One Night Ride. That is one Delta more here on the platform in a moment. Here, an indication of the small droplets that are still falling for the time being, although it is brighter where the clouds seem to be coming from. Hey Lisa, good morning. Good to see you again. For those of you joining us only later, We already saw 2 CRJs. We saw Stranger arriving back from Oslo, shining the light on SAS. This is playtime. Make the chat red. It is that time again. Oh, nice ball on the backside. Ground crew, front side AMS logo. I hope the sweater is in the right size, and I hope it'll keep you warm for a long time to come, mate. Again, thank you for the support, Paul. Now, as you guys can see in the chat, it is playtime. Play flight 460 A320 Neo arriving from Reykjavik, Iceland, 2 hours and 15 minutes on the way. And also in the meantime, I saw that Ladislav was has just become our latest Aurora Skylines member. Mate, thank you so much for choosing Aurora Skylines as your place to hang out in. Thank you for the support, and I hope you will like it over there. If you need anything, ask around. Many viewers in the lounge already. They can show you around. The TFPPB. Still to come, the A340-600, flying on behalf of Suriname, the KLM Orange Pride, Suparna 747, probably going to the center runway though, and the Emirates A380. With the exception of Suparna, I'm expecting all mentioned airplanes to land here on the Polderbaan, the runway we are standing next to. Got another Embraer 190 coming in from London City, KLM flight 980, and we have KLM flight 1199 going to Oslo, passing overhead. PB477 says in Stuttgart, blue skies. Mate, I'm jealous. It's been a while since we last had blue skies here. Luckily, it's not as windy as it was yesterday, nor is it as cold anymore. Hey Chris, tuning in from sunny Austria. Everybody is having sunshine except us here. Boo-hoo. That's not fair. Right. Let's see. Air Oink Oink is landing over there. About to touch down. Pegasus flight 1251 arriving from Istanbul. An A321 Neo. Brand new airplane. First began to fly here in November. Last November. So this airplane really brand spanking new. Still a baby indeed. Alrighty, let's see what else is in the pipeline. The number 2 is a Dreamliner, 7879 Dreamliner arriving from Cartagena. This is BA in the foreground, BA CityFlyer arriving from London City. That's an Embraer 190. And good morning to Duncan, who is having snow in Aberdeen. So it seems that it's a bit cooler over there than it is over here. Over here we have just regular rain. Wind is blowing a little bit from the east. You can see the airplane is crabbing, but it is crabbing away from us. ITA Air is coming in with a Bombardier C-Series 100, now number 3. Right after the Dreamliner, which will be next after this BA has landed. So yeah, the sun is almost out and at the same time teeny tiny droplets are falling. KLM flight 741 arriving from Cartagena, 7879 Dreamliner. Here it is, 6 years old, the PH-BHP. ITA Airways flight 120 is coming in next. Here it is a Bombardier C-Series 100, aka an A320. It's arriving from Milan. And the lights that you see behind it are from a 737-700 KLM flight 1930 arriving from Geneva. Hey, good morning, Ian. And the weather is warmer. It is particularly warmer because there's not as much wind as there was yesterday. It was really cool yesterday. And Jay, better time management than yesterday. Indeed, you came in yesterday shortly before wrapping up. Right around the landing of the last airplane. Here it is, ITA Airways flight 120, Bombardier C-Series 100, beautiful airplane. 1 hour and 26 minutes on the way to get here from Milan. The airplane brand new. It's turning 1 somewhere in this month. First flight of this airplane was in February 2024, so also still a relative baby. Baby in size, baby in age. Absolutely beautiful. Third CRJ of the show coming in from Stockholm, now number 2, behind the 737 that is now next to land here. KLM flight 1930, arriving from Geneva, 1 hour and 13 minutes underway. 13-year-old airplane, first flight February 2011. And is that German Airways flying a flight of German Airways itself, arriving from Cologne? Number 3. Interesting. No Wi-Fi on board this airplane. Mothers-in-laws have to sit right next to the common people on this flight as well. No special lounge for them. Stove, good morning. Rudwig, good morning. DHL Banana also coming. Perfect. Well, let's see if we can keep the lens clean for a little longer than last time. Quick wipe. Also quick declogging of the nostrils. And let's quickly go back. Third CRJ of the show. About to touch down here. SAS flight 557 arriving from Stockholm. There you go. Weeks go by without seeing a single CRJ, and now all of a sudden this is already the third in the show. There's not just the phenomenon of runway roulette, but there's also CRJ roulette. Good morning, Stefan. Good morning, Paco. Good morning, Sweetie. And all others who have joined. Welcome to the show. DHL Banana A300-600 now number 2 on the glide slope on the left. Before it flies German Airways flying on behalf of German Airways, and it is the Adler. Awesome. Relocation flight, yeah. The flight number seems to indicate something like that. It's been a while since we last saw the Adler, so it's also nice to see the Adler back here. Good day, Speed Blocks, who is tuning in from down under from New Zealand. Hope you've had a good day, mate. Welcome to the show and welcome all others as well. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and this is Runway 18 Ride, the Polderbaan. Wind is blowing from the east, southeast. It's picking up a little bit now, I have to say. Got some small ripples in the water here. Crosswind from the other side for one, so there is crabbing, but the airplanes are pointing their nose away from us instead of towards us, as is normally the case. Hey, oh no! Another photo in Flight Radar that needs to be updated. Not just the Irish rugby team airplane that no longer has delivery, but the Adler also no longer is. It's the Damwo. What? The Eagle has landed, but no longer it no longer identifies as an eagle. What? Sacre bleu. Alrighty, quick status update. What is airborne and is expected? Suparna is coming in, expected around 11:20. We are expecting that to go to the center runway, flying south of London, and expected around the same time. The Emirates Suriname A340. Orange Pride is flying in north of Portugal. Expected 12:31, and the Emirates A380 expected around the same time. Bill J, good morning, tuning in from Seattle. Welcome back, mate. Hope you've been well. Welcome all others who have joined us in the meantime. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. It's a great show, and it is already great from what we have seen so far. Stranger returning from Oslo, shining the light. We get our potassium in with a banana as we speak. 3 CRJs have already landed as well. It's the DAEAO. EAEAO. Now, this particular airplane is 31 years old, ladies and gentlemen. First flight was in September 1993. And over here we have Harry the Heron. Harry the hypnotizing heron. He doesn't give a cent. KLM 747 on the move, Marijke says. That's probably going to take off from 06 or 18 left. It's probably going to make it very hard to see. Stand like an Egyptian, indeed. Air Baltic overhead. Bit harder to see, but there it is. And in the meantime over here, more landings of... Hey, Andre, it's a rare Embraer. It's an E2 Embraer 195. Having returned from Zurich, KLM flight 1918. Saw that the first officer was looking. Nearly missed it, Andre says. Well, almost, but not quite. Alrighty, we have another KLM A321neo as number 2, being preceded by KLM Embraer 190 arriving from Prague. Let's see. Second ITA is also flying base north in the vicinity of Alkmaar, which I'm not sure if it's going... Where is it going to land? Is ITA still assigned to Polderbaan, or is it going to be one of the first or the very first airplane to the center runway? I'm thinking the latter might be very well possible. So, zooming back in, this is an Embraer 190, KLM flight 1352, having arrived from Prague in the Czech Republic. And I think this is the inlet, the air inlet for the APU. And this is, of course, the APU exhaust, the auxiliary power unit, which provides all kinds of things for airplanes that are no longer attached to cables for electricity. I think they also provide pressure and bleed air and whatnot. Hey, check it out. Check it out. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also happy to see you again, buddy. That is Chris Coote. Christopher Coote. You mother ducker, where have you been, mate? Are you all alone here? Not seeing any buddies. Or is there one? No. Doesn't look like it. Either way. Let's go back to manual focus. Boom. Second A321 Neo, KLM flight 1002, arriving from London Heathrow. Back from holiday indeed, Stove. Hadi Gertin, goedemorgen, good to see ya. And thanks for the update, Flores, who says that ITA is still assigned to the Polderbaan. I was afraid it might have become the first airplane to go to center, but hey, lucky us then. 2 ITAs up close and personal. First plane to center is arriving from Salzburg. That's the Transavia. Thanks for the update, Marissa. Even the Aegean, which is above Lelystad, is still going to come to Polderbaan. That's great news, guys. Thanks for keeping us all informed and updated. Let's turn back, have a look at the next airplane coming in. It is also arriving from Austria. It's also from Transavia. It's flight 6610. And it is arriving from beautiful Innsbruck. PHHXO, 6 years old, first flight January 2019. Wouldn't be surprised if I once flew on this airplane to or from Innsbruck. Registration does ring a bell to me. No Wi-Fi on board. Transavia unfortunately doesn't offer that functionality, as they're mostly short-haul flight operator, a tour operator. No, not tour operator, carrier. I think my morning vodka is starting to wear out and I need to replenish. Good morning, Pierre, and good morning to all others who have joined us. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Our next airplane is going to be a Dreamliner arriving from Panama City. 787-10 Dreamliner KLM flight 758. 9 hours and 33 minutes on the way. It's the PHBKC. Five-year-old airplane, first flight October 2019. All good here, Pierre. Thank you for asking. Hope that also goes for you. So ITA will be next after this airplane. Now, for those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live, the channel Schiphol Group loves to hate. It's that good, and my name is Boy. This is runway 18 right, colloquially known as the Polderbaan. I still struggle with pronouncing that word, as you can hear. It's a shitty word. Colloquially. Nice tongue breaker. Try that after having downed a couple of vodkas. In the pipeline today, the full quad squad, that is the entire range of airplane types that have 4 engines and are frequenting Schiphol Airport. We are starting the day with an A340 600 that will be landing here on the Polderbaan in half an hour or so from now. Around the same time, probably to the center runway, is going to be Supernova arriving from China, a 747. The Orange Pride is also expected, as is the Emirates A380, both expected around 12:30 local time. We already saw 3 CRJs land, we already saw 1 A300 from DHL land. There's probably another one coming, that's usually 2 in the morning hours. And we are also expecting the Emirates A380 and the Orange Pride expected a couple of minutes from one another. So if we are lucky, we might get to see them together, just like we did yesterday with 2 consecutive 747s. If you missed yesterday's show, you missed the go-round of the week. The second of the 2 consecutive 747s went around. It was a Cathay Pacific Cargo 747-8. If you haven't seen it, there's also a separate video of it in the video section, so you don't have to search the entire stream for it. Quite the sight to behold. This is ITA Airways, A320neo arriving from Rome, flight 108. Ciao ragazzi, benvenuti in Olanda. And what a beautiful hoe this is. I love looking at this Irish registered but Italian hoe. Silvio Berlusconi also liked his Italian hoes, and I can see why looking at this one. Alrighty, A350 Corendon World to Fly arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao, now number 2, being preceded by an Embraer 190 from KLM arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Indeed, Pierre, everybody can use a good hoe. There you go, there you go. Ho ho ho. Let's see, also outbound traffic. Well, I can hear it, but I cannot see it. The clouds are in the way, sadly. Let's have a quick look at the landing of this Embraer 190 arriving from Dublin. I'm curious to see what the wind is doing, so I want to update the meter in the ticker after we have confirmed that this is not Captain Wheelie. But before, the A350 is getting too close by, so let's have a quick look. And Jerry asks what shop to use for USA order. I think you should be able to get things shipped to the United States if you use either the UK or the European shop. It's just that one is denominated in euros and the other is in pounds, but I'm sure that if you want to send it to the United States, it should do the recalculation in US dollars, I think. Particularly if you pay with your credit card. I haven't tested it. I think either should work, Jerry, but if one doesn't work, then the other hopefully will. Shipping to the US is at least possible via Spreadshop, so I'm assuming either shop would work. Update of the weather is indicating us that the wind is blowing with 9 knots and is still more or less from the east, more or less perpendicularly to the runway heading. We have few clouds at 4,500 feet. Air temperature is still 3 degrees C, just above zero. And here we have the A350 from Corendon World to Fly, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. Tariff fee, I have no idea. That depends on what President Orange is doing. I'm not sure if anything in the form of tariffs have already been effectuated. Now, quickly pasting the meter and then also going back to the camera controls. World to Fly Corendon having arrived from Willemstad, Curaçao. And what a glorious looking machine it is. Antonio is tuning in from Spain. Buenos dias, Antonio. And Flores indeed confirming that the the Supernova 747 is going to center as expected. And Gideon is celebrating his birthday today. Congratulations, Gideon. The Emirates A380 is expected around 12:30 together with the KLM Orange Prize, so hopefully these two will form a nice glide slope shot combo birthday present for Gideon. Juan Carlos is tuning in from Mexico. Buenos dias and welcome. Also good to see that my fellow boy is coming back into the Aurora Sky Lounge as a member. Welcome back, mate. We've kept your seat warm. Thank you for your vote of confidence and for your return to the Aurora Sky Lounge, boy. Dankjewel, kerel. Now, like I said before, if any supplies are running low, and Lee already told us that the beer supplies are running low, but if anything else is lacking in the lounge, let me know. I'll put it on the groceries list. KLM 747 now turning onto runway 18 left for takeoff. Marijke says, "Ooh, Marijke, I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm already struggling to see the tower from over here. And you have to know that the KLM 747 is probably going to pop up somewhere above the horizon further away from us. So I really think it's going to be difficult to see anything happening over there right now." Over here we have a KLM flight operated by German Airways, arriving from Stuttgart. And Aegean is also coming in next after this. The G returning to the Netherlands. iPad pasted, stuck to the window. Let's have a look. Aegean is coming in next, flight 3624. That's an A321 Neo. No, a regular A321. I thought it was going to be a Neo. This looks like the old livery from Aegean. Looking at the picture of flight radar, it looks quite lame. Or should I say uninspired. The flight lasting 2 hours and 53 minutes. That is approximately par for the course. Athens and Istanbul both on average 3 hours of flying away. The airplane is 15 years old. First flight February 2009. Jewe Slime. See you later hopefully, and if not, then enjoy the rest of your day and see you again in the next one. Jewe Slime has to go home. Emirates cargo 777 in 6 minutes, Wolfgang says. Is it arriving from the west or is it coming from the east and going to center? Transavia arriving from Salzburg is now coming, and it is the first airplane that is going to land on the just now opened center runway. Means that for approximately 40 minutes we are going to see parallel arrivals. 2 runways open for... Oh, and a lot of birds here as well. Boy, where are you? Oh wait, there's your co-worker. Right there, K2. Just chilling and relaxing. Work to be done by the bird control, I was about to say. Also, my weather app is indicating a warning for a rain shower in 30 minutes from now. Well, looking at what is in the sky over there, it does look a bit darker than it was before. So, wouldn't be surprised if more droplets were to fall later. Got my umbrella with me though, so hopefully we'll be able to hold out until it becomes dry again. Indeed, the go-around yesterday of the 747 was magical, wasn't it, Jewe Slime? If you missed it, have a look in the video section. I made a separate video out of it. We had 2 consecutive 747s landing on Kagbaan. The first of which landed properly in one go. The second went around right before our very eyes. Beautiful to see and hear. Frank says, all this filming of American planes just for free should come to an end. There's going to be a tariff on it. It's going to be beautiful, wonderful. said Agent Orange. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if it would have me, if you would have me put on a blacklist. No visa for you if you ever wish to come over. Yeah, well, I also read in my local newspaper that supposedly the Orange president is coming over for the NATO top later this year and is going to stay in the Huis van Oranje Hotel in Noordwijk, nearby my living area. So apparently he's coming over to redevelop our coastline, make it a Riviera of Europe. It's going to be wonderful indeed. Next airplane coming in is an A319 from EasyJet, arriving from Newcastle. 58 minutes on the way. 15-year-old airplane, first flight October 2009. And Marijke, I think you're right. I think Suparna is going to land on the center runway. Still, we can see that quite well from over here. Ah, sterker nog, even more. Marissa says that the Suparna has already been confirmed and has been assigned to the center runway. As expected, this is completely what we expected would happen. Check, check, EasyJet also waving. And P7 also. A380 waves back and forth here. It's getting a little dark here. Now let's see what else is coming in. It's number 175 arriving from Southampton. We have KLM flight 1268 arriving from Copenhagen, coming into the center runway, flying parallel to it. Vueling is coming in as number 2 here. That is arriving from Asturias. Here we go. Let's see. Got a 777 from Emirates Sky Cargo now having turned in as number 3, arriving from Aguadilla. A10 Warthog Enjoyer says, "Good day, mate. Watching from Melbourne, Australia. Good to see you, mate. Welcome, one and all." Also hearing what sounds like a 777 spooling up to take off. That's the upshot of having wind blowing from the east. Everything happening on the main platform area you can hear quite well from over here. So we have a number 175 arriving from Southampton. The airplane is 7 years old, first flight January 2018. See that Barry is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Smooth landing there. If you join us later, welcome to the show. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy and we are standing along the Polderbound runway 18 right. Now one of 2 runways in use for arrivals together with the center runway. To the center runway is going to fly a Suparna 747. It's the one quad squad member that is going to get away. The entire quad squad is arriving. That means all the airplanes that frequent Schiphol Airport that have 4 engines. The other being the A340-600 and the Emirates A380. The A340 is also coming and is expected to land here on the Polderbaan in 15 or so minutes from now, I think. Supernova 747 should arrive around the same time, going to the center runway. The KLM Orange Pride, the BA 777-300 ER is also coming in. Around the same time, we are expecting the Emirates A380 as well. So it's 2 pairs of airplanes, 3 of which we expect here on this runway. Hadi gereed, goedemorgen. And Gillard confirming that the A340 is indeed landing here in approximately 15 minutes from now. Also in the show, 3 CRJs and Shine the Light by our regular viewer Stranger, who in the beginning of the stream landed here, shining the light, returning from Oslo on board SAS. Ha, Diana, goedemorgen. Good to see ya. Next to arrive is going to be Emirates Sky Cargo arriving from Aguadilla. That's a 777 freighter. There you go. Midvi is signing off, has to start some preparation for a small party that they will be hosting later today. Enjoy, mate. And thanks for dropping by. Hope to see you again in the next one. Hadi Gerrit, goedemorgen. Good to see ya. Hey Daniel, good to see you. Salut. The airplane coming in next is Emirates Sky Cargo, arriving from Aguadilla. 8 hours and 7 minutes on the way. A6EFU. Well, FU too. This airplane is 2 years old, first flight June 2022. And after that, EasyJet will be coming in. Traversing traffic. That's probably Steven Seagal. Idle reverse landing, sadly, not getting very loud. And like an oversized Embraer squeaky brakes. Kudos to Emirates for keeping those flap surfaces pretty clean. Stranger just managed to get out with his baggage. I'm guessing it'll be around an hour for you to pick up your car and get to the Polderbaan. I should still be around, hopefully. I'm at least strive to stick around for all the quad squad members to have arrived, plus the Orange Pride, so should be here at least until 12:30. Helicopter Kestrel also over there. And in the meantime, a massive big thank you to Alan, who just now gifted the membership. I see that Marcel was the recipient. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines, Marcel. Alan, thank you so much for your generosity, mate. Another member, courtesy of you. Hope that Marcel will thank you for it and will enjoy the custom emojis that he will now have access to for a month. Guten Morgen, Fritz. Herzlich willkommen. EasyJet coming in next. A320 arriving from Liverpool, 55 minutes underway. 12-year-old airplane, first flight July 2012. Astor Benjamins, good morning. Irritable bowel syndrome, no wait. Iberia Express coming in next, arriving from Madrid. Being here at the excrement baan. IBS immediately makes me think about bowels and whatnot. Right, thank you for the heads up, Marissa. The 747 from Supernova is making its final turn towards the center runway. Means that that is going to be our first Quad Squad member and also the only one that is expected to get away today. Hasn't been very busy with traffic to the center runway just yet, even though it has opened. It has been open now for about 10 minutes. Let's have a quick look. And good morning, the rapid response uploading. Good morning, Davey. Let's have a look. Where is the Supernova? I think ordinarily we ought to be able to see it already. I think this is the preceding E2, yeah. Here we have Fidel Castro. So I'm thinking Supernova should be somewhere over there. I think it is still a bit too far out. Let's have a quick look at the landing of Iberia Express then, arriving from Madrid. Come on, the 747 shouldn't be that difficult to spot, should it? And yet, I'm unable to see it just yet. Oh wait, no, I do see it. I do see it. Let's see, there it is. The first of the Quad Squad. And the only one not landing on the Polderbaan. Supernova Airlines. Boeing 747 arriving from Nanjing in China, flight 87413. Flight time of the 747 is 10 hours and 48 minutes. And she is 17 years old. First flight of this airplane was back in 2007 in July that year. Meanwhile, flying parallel to it and next to land on Polderbaan is EasyJet, arriving from Geneva. That's an A320neo. Now I'm not going to follow that landing, but you'll be able to pick it up on the mic once the airplane passes us by. We're now diving into the digital zoom range. So if things look pixelated, that is because I'm magnifying pixels here, but at least you can show a little bit more detail on the Supernova 747 that is flying over there. DS Mike can also see the 747 when he looks out of the window. That is great. You live in Zwadenburg or something? It's the only airplane that is going to the wrong runway today. Orange Pride, A380 and the A340 are all expected here. Supernova Airlines. Once again, magnifying pixels. This is almost in the top end of digital zoom. 400 times. Also can go to 800, but that is overkill. 400 already. Yeah. Luckily it's not very windy, which allows for relatively stable following. Without image stabilizer even, no less. Suparna arriving from Nanjing in China. In the meantime, the EasyJet has landed and is going to pass by in the foreground pretty soon. Huh? Is sound traveling? Is sound traveling so slowly? Or was the Suparna still applying reverse thrust really late? Now, where's the small airplane that I'm hearing but not seeing? I'm thinking it should be flying below the clouds, but maybe it's not. I can hear something, but I'm unable to see it. Alrighty, our next airplane to come in is arriving from Birmingham. It's a KLM 737, flight 1042. It's the PHBCK. The BCK is back. The airplane 5 years old, first flight April 2019. Right, so the first of the Quad Squad members just now landed on the center runway. It was the Suparna 747. The next of the Quad Squad members to arrive is going to be the A340-600 arriving from Paramaribo in Suriname, and it is going to land here on the runway we are standing next to. Let's have a quick look and see what is going on. Here we go. First of all, an update of the wind and weather tells us we have a ceiling and scattered clouds at 4,000 feet. We have a ceiling. The wind is still blowing with more or less the same speed and more or less the same direction. Alright, Suriname is already approaching. It is coming, so let's quickly go back to the glide slope and the camera, because we don't want to miss the A340. Can we see it already? I think... Which one is it? I think it is this one. Yep, that has 4 engines. The next Quad Squad member, the A340-600, arriving from Suriname. In the foreground, now landing, is KLM flight 1030, arriving from Persenchester. That is a 737-900, flying immediately before the A340 is JetBlue, arriving from New York JFK. Hey, check it out, Paul's also back in the chat. Just got the 747 and now an A340, perfect timing. Nice, nice. Well, I hope it's not going to become too rainy over here. The sky behind me looks a bit dark. If you joined us only just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live, the channel that Schiphol Group loves to hate. It's that good. And we are standing here next to the Polderbaan runway 18 right, one of two runways open for arrivals, together with the center runway. Center is going to stay open for another 20 minutes, and after that it's going to stay closed until 1 o'clock. We're expecting the entire quad squad here today. The Supernova 747 landed on the center runway a couple of minutes ago. The next quad squad member is the A340-600, arriving from Suriname, Paramaribo. Here it is, zooming in, looking at all the pixels, magnified with digital zoom. We can see it over there. The Emirates A380 is expected around the same time as the KLM Orange Pride. They're both expected around 12:30 local time, so in an hour and 10 minutes from now. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around because we are going to catch them all like Pokemon. Also, we have seen, I should say, 3 CRJs already, plus stranger shown the light while on board SAS. Suriname flight 994 arriving from Paramaribo, A340-600, 8 hours and 26 minutes on the way. The airplane is 21 years old, first flight December 2003. See that Clement is also back in the chat, as is Rodney. Good day to you both. Doing well, thank you for asking, Rodney. Hope that also goes for you. Marissa back just in time. Adi Denny, goedemorgen. John, good morning. Gary in Amsterdam, also back in time. Like I said before, we already saw 3 CRJs today. Strangers shown the light while on board the SAS arriving from Oslo. Suparna landed on the center runway. That's the only one that's going to get away. The rest will land here, including this airplane, the Orange Pride and the Emirates A380. Here she is. Let's look and listen. Nice loud landing there. The A340-600, the extra large version, landed here. Squeaky 2 indeed, Stove. I always think that third main gear looks a bit awkward. We're used to seeing symmetrical, we're used to seeing pairs and symmetry. And although you could technically argue that this is symmetry because it is in the center, it still looks strange to me. But I guess it's the quirkiness that makes it appealing. The A340-600. Quad squad member number 2. In the meantime, some drizzly droplets are falling here. You can already see some on the lens just now. Flora says the angle of the main gear triggers my OCD way too much. Indeed, Gerrit, it is longer than the others before it. Also bigger engines. Indeed, Gary, it's the only A340 that frequents Schiphol Airport recently, has been frequenting Schiphol Airport recently. Suriname used to have their own A340-300s, but they've retired them, I think, last year or so. If you look back, there are still streams available in my catalog where we featured them. I think we also saw one of the last flights. Initially it was scheduled to be the last flight, and then they brought it back out of what was already official retirement. Hey, what's this? It is KLM flight 954 and it is the Herpa Derpa Derpa arriving from Newcastle. Herpa Derpa Derpa. Herpes going viral now for 75 years. Great success. There's the A340. As you can see, although there is a little bit of wind, there's not exactly Viagra in the sky, in the air. Also a good morning to Janine. And good morning to Not Links. And all the others who have joined us. Welcome to the show, you're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. 2 of the Quad Squad members have landed in an hour or so from now. We're expecting the Emirates A380 and the Orange Pride. A quick look on flight radar. Before I saw that Suriname was already on the glide slope and I had to go back to the camera, will show us that Jesus is back in Liverpool and just landed there, coming back from Geneva, bringing enlightenment to Liverpool. The Orange Pride is arriving from Sao Paulo. Its ETA is currently 12:31 and 12:29 is the ETA of the Emirates A380. There are definitely more airplanes coming, more 747s, but these are all expected for later in the day and will be out of the scope of today's show. Weather, I think I already copied it, didn't I? Let me double check just to be sure. This is the latest weather report with broken clouds still, wind from the east, southeast, and a ceiling at 4,000 feet. A quick paste of the weather report in the ticker, and then it is back to the camera. Hannah also back in the chat, good to see ya. And all others who have joined us in the meantime, welcome to you too. So we've had quite a day yet, and I think I am recognizing 2 familiar faces. I think ground crew is coming. Yep, Jendrosek and Lorenzo on their way. More crazies here in the rain with yours truly, and later Stranger as well. Stranger is going to be pleased. He was already here once before when Jendrosek and Lorenzo were here. We made a selfie, you can watch and see it in the community section. In the meantime, time to clean the lens. Slight drizzle here. And more landings here as well. It's a couple of Embraers in the pipeline to both runways. Here we have an Embraer 175, KLM flight 1164. Tom Boss is tuning in from Israel. Shalom, good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. From one Embraer to the next. It's Embraers, Embraers, Embraers. So, Andre, your rare Embraers are here. Meanwhile, also good morning. Salut, good morning. Jendrosek and Lorenzo have arrived. And Stranger is also coming later.
He's coming.
He made it through the customs, and he was out to pick up his car. He thought it would take him around an hour or so. So hopefully he'll be here right before the end. I'm not sure how much heavy traffic is going to come after the A380 and the Orange Pride have arrived. That's around 12:30, so that's in an hour or so from now. In the meantime, hello to the ground crew from all the viewers in the chat. There they are, Jendrosek and Lorenzo, once again, ground crew over here. think we are the only crazies over here today with the weather. Well, it almost feels like it at least.
Almost summer.
Almost summer, yeah. Next week we'll be streaming in shorts and t-shirts. Bikinis? Are you going to wear a bikini? A man bikini.
Wear your flip-flops.
Hey! Good morning, Klaartje. Hocus Bocus. The sun is peeking through the clouds in Belgium. What? Everybody is having sunshine except us here. Boo-hoo. So unfair. Britty Hopper coming in from Norwich. KLM flight 1056, the flight number. Embraer 190, 18 years old. First flight somewhere in 2007. Month not specified. And Icelandair with a MAX 8 737 coming in next. Flight 506. Wolfgang also says good morning to the ground crew. Servus, zurück. I'm starting to get cold hands, I think. Yeah, both batteries of my heated gloves have given out within a couple of minutes from one another. We're waiting for Icelandair flight 506, arriving from Reykjavik. Next to arrive here. Mercer says I missed the Icelandair 767. Yeah, I do too. Luckily, we do get 767s on occasion from United lately. Think the other day, when was it? When was I filming the departures up close from the roundabout? We had, I think, 3 767s in one stream. Still waiting for Michael to appear in the chat. He's been asking about CRJs for a while now, and we've had 3 already today. Gerrit asks, is it not as cold as yesterday? Well, it is. On paper, the air temperature is not that much warmer, but the wind is far less than it was yesterday. So it's definitely better doable than it was yesterday. Doesn't mean that it is warm by any stretch of the imagination, but it's doable. Indeed, Frank, heated gloves are nice and makes your burger stay warm. And Boss says that a good bowl of snert will get you warm again in no time. Absolutely. Snert, aka pea soup. Made from, yeah, in Dutch we call them split erwten. Split beans, split peas. Not sure if that's the proper English term for them. Right, well, I'm sorry you missed a landing of a 737 there, but I was renewing the batteries in my heated gloves. Here we have Icelandair. Beautiful livery, very original and very inspiring. The multicolors, the intricate details. Wish all airplanes could be as beautiful as this one. Split pea soup, Pierre says. And indeed, Frank, P with EA, not P-double-E. Although warm pea soup with P-double-E would also keep you warm. It's just that the soup is always at 37°C. It's always a bit cool and a bit yellowish. Right, Embraer, A320, Embraer. Peter doesn't like snert, the most disgusting dish there is. Interesting to see. Clementia also agrees with Peter, also not a fan. Right, so what is the worst dish that you definitely don't want to eat? If it's up to you. For Clementia and for Peter, it is snert. What's your most disgusting meal that you don't want to eat ever? Haggis, Frank says. Asparagus, Maria says. Sauerkraut, Julian says. Herring, Boogie Boy says. Balut, Adi says. Sauerkraut, also for Flores and for Stove.
But what's the most delicious you ever had?
Zuurströming. Zuurströming, Wolfgang says.
Don't start with that.
I never had that. What's that?
It's the most smelliest fish.
Most smelliest fish. Okay.
It's illegal to open indoors. You cannot bring it in a plane or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
By ship, I think.
What?
Only legal ways.
Sounds on the same level as durian.
What
It's
for?
actually really nice, but it smells like shit.
Well, surströmming is smellier than
I never heard of that before.
type of fish. You either eat it with a bite. That's how they
Bridgie Hopper, in the meantime. Rodok says anything with vitamins in it. And Clemencia is also not a fan of Brussels sprouts. Surströmming is fermented herring. It doesn't smell. It doesn't sound like it's very tasty indeed.
Like original sushi.
Original sushi.
Sushi with fermented fish.
Rodney says liver and onions.
Yeah.
And balut, Adi says, is a fertilized developing egg embryo that is boiled or steamed and eaten from the shell. That also sounds very disgusting. Pierre says the only good dish after fermenting is beer. Yeah. Beer, wine.
in Indonesia they make.
Hey, Stacy. She says we have a dish here in Australia where we put meat pie upside down in a bowl of split pea soup with loads of tomato sauce. It's delicious. What?
What is upside down? Just Australia.
I think you may be right there, Lorenzo. Is the pie upside down because it is Australia? That's a very Europe-centric remark. Alrighty, Stranger says, on my way now, should be there in about 30 minutes. Well, you'll be warmed not just by me, but also by Jendrusik and Lorenzo, so we'll be looking out for you, mate. So Stranger, the passenger on board the SAS flight from Oslo, who's shown the light earlier in the stream, is also coming over to say hi in real life.
Well, I was in bed.
While Lorenzo was still in bed.
Yesterday was a lot of wind. I just say that. I barely even came out of it.
And now our next airplane to come in is Electra Airways, flying for Air Arabia Morocco. It is arriving from Tangier in Morocco. Flight 127, it's an A320, 2 hours and 44 minutes on the way. The LZEAH, Lezea. Not Leia, but Lezea. She is 18 years old, first flight September 2006. Hey there, Emad, good afternoon. Oh no, good morning, I should say.
Is it Swiss?
Marijke asks, where is the A380? The A380 is expected in 15 minutes from now. Here's proof that you don't need a big airplane to get loud. Anything that uses the reversers will get loud, including A320s, 737s, Maxes and Neos. Gerrit says, I prefer kale with sausage. Boerenkool met rookworst. That is a nice wintry dish, isn't it? A meatball? Yeah?
Stamppot, jus.
Oh, stamppot. Yeah, yeah. The mash, the carrot and onion version, or what? Hutspot. What? Belgians would argue that it's called wortelpuree and that hutspot is something differently.
Belgians are more sophisticated.
Belgians are more sophisticated. Yeah, yeah. I can affirm that. Confirm that.
Netherlands are just a copy paste of Netherlands. They want to be different. It's
So we have two Embraers coming in, one Embraer 190 in the foreground and an E2 Embraer 195 behind it. Where he says the colors of ITA Airways, Vietnam Airlines, Hawaii Airlines and Vistara and Air Tahiti Nui are the most beautiful colored airplanes and airline companies around the world. I would agree that ITA is definitely one of the prettiest shades of blue out there. I would have to look at the liveries of all the other mentioned to see exactly what they look like. I do know that the what was it? Vietnamese also has a beautiful color. Bookie Meow, also back in the chat, says I prefer andijvie stamppot. Ooh, it's been a while since I last ate that. I guess andijvie stamppot. Oh, that's a good suggestion. Cashew nuts. Cheese. Regular Gouda cheese or Right. Jindrosek and Lorenzo are doing morning exercises here to stay warm. Yeah, standing still here with the wind picking up, it is getting a little bit chilly.
Yeah, I put my gloves on.
It's not as bad as it was yesterday at the Kaagbaan, let me tell you that. Man, it was...
Everything was moving around, making noise. Yeah.
I think yesterday was the coldest, the subjectively coldest day that I've had in a while. But this is comparatively mild compared with yesterday. It isn't warm by any means. And look at the backdrop. More openness over there. And look at what is coming next. China Southern Cargo. It is arriving from Chongqing. It is 11:44. We are once again back to just the Polderban open for arrivals. This airplane has been flying for 10 hours now to get here. And in 45 minutes from now we are expecting the KLM Orange Pride and the Emirates A380. Until 1 o'clock, all inbound traffic will be routed to the Polderban, the runway we are standing next to. So, should be good. This airplane might get loud. It is arriving from China, China Southern Cargo, flight 2579, relatively new 777 freighter. First flight of this airplane was in May 2023. Registration Bravo 223 November 223. That was the house number I was living on when I was living in Amsterdam. Recipe book here at AMS. Ricardo is talking about boerenkool met walnoten. So that's kale with walnuts and rookworst. Rookworst is a typical type of Dutch sausage that you has. Beautiful. The white and blue against the orangey, yellowy backdrop makes for a beautiful, colorful picture there. 223 Baker Street, indeed, Pierre. How do you know that? Yeah. Yeah, I have my heated gloves on. That's absolutely what you need. Try this on for a moment. Heating elements, both on the inside and on the outside. 3 settings. Not exactly cheap, but they are what you need if you need fine motor skills. Yeah, beautiful. Lorenzo having taken a beautiful picture here. Becoming quite the photographer.
Input for the next calendar. Until September.
Right, the packages have arrived. And the next airplane is flying base further to the north. KLM flight 767 arriving from Bonaire. I'm wondering if we are able to see it. I think if I know where I need to point the camera, we ought to be able to see it. It's probably flying low enough already so that we can see it. Scanning the sky.
Actually, it's a nice thing. At least from what I see.
Now I have this.
Yeah, not yet seeing it. Let's have a quick look on what is coming before the next airplane is on the glide slope and will become visible. Let's update the weather first. The meter in the ticker indicating this situation. A refresh will tell us we have broken clouds, more layers of cloudiness, a ceiling at 4,500 feet, air pressure of 1,020 hectopascals. The wind is blowing firmly from the east-southeast. Wind speed constant, 9 knots. Air temperature is 4 degrees C and the dew point is 1 degree above zero. Current runway usage once again is this. 2 runways being used for departures. This is the secondary runway, the center runway, which will not open up again before 1 o'clock. Orange Pride is flying west of Paris. Its ETA is 12:29, so 40 minutes still out. The Emirates A380 is expected 12:29. That's 39 minutes out, so there's now only a 1 minute time difference between the ETA of the Orange Pride and the A380. Who will be the winner? Well,
A380 landing here?
if we are lucky, we are going to see them back to back on the glide slope. Wouldn't that be something? Yesterday we had the mother of all glide slope shots with 2 consecutive 747s.
Yeah, nice. How was the go around? I think last time I burned my incense.
Yeah.
The incense takes for really
The incense took a little time. Hey, goedemorgen. Smash
the like button.
How many do you have now?
Right.
Also took the moment to quickly blow my nose. Weather with low temperatures always gets my nose runny, and I already sound a bit stuffy when I don't have a stuffy nose to boot. Now folks, thank you for sticking around while we are waiting for traffic to pick up again. On the glide slope in the meantime is KLM flight 767 arriving from Bonaire. Excuse me. This is an A330-300, 8 hours and 47 minutes on the way. Fuck D. Fuck D is the registration. PHAKD. That's a nice way to say, go away. Enough with you. Fuck D.
In Thai, for good luck, to say chop D.
Fuck D and thy parents. Anyway. The airplane is arriving from Bonaire, which is in the Caribbean Sea. Bonaire.
Stiff airplane.
It's a
It's a
boner.
very rigid airplane.
It's very. Is the airplane very rigid? Yeah? Would you say it's stiff? Yeah? Anyway. Now 8 hours and 48 minutes on the way. The airplane is 12 years old. First flight March 2012. We have an EasyJet A320 arriving from Chester that is turning in. I'm not sure if we're able to see it because visibility to the north not that great today, as you guys can see. Alan is asking what time the A380 is going to arrive. It is arriving at around 12:30 together with the Orange Pride. So if you want to see them both, stick around because 12:30 both airplanes are expected. We checked the ETAs a couple of minutes ago and they now differ only 1 minute from one another. And Russell and Cheryl Crow have also arrived. Russell taking place on his throne, and Cheryl over there checking the garbage for a light snack, for something to munch on. It's the FACD landing here on Polderbaan. Nice wheelie. No reversers, or no. The reverser on the left opened, an idle reverse, but it's a semi-reverse landing. And look at the backdrop. Beautiful color. Beautiful to see.
It takes the latest exit, so I cannot make it.
Ooh, doggos over here as well. And one is limping. Ah. Or is it? It looked like it was limping.
It's taking the piss.
No, that's the other one taking a piss.
The other one.
It's doing exactly what we are doing, taking the piss. Ooh. Hey, check it out. Yeah. It's the K9 ground crew. Beautiful. AMS Live, absolutely. Hey, good morning. Awesome. Hey, what up? Hey, thank you, boy. Nice to meet you. Nice, man. Hey, nice of you to drop by and say hi. Are these your dogs? Awesome. What are they called? Check it out. So enthusiastic. Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. They're so enthusiastic. Awesome. Well, let's not forget we are also here for the airplanes. We have EasyJet flight 22161 arriving from Chester, and Yin Cathay Spotter also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. SAS CRJ outbound to Stockholm should be passing overhead, but I think we're unable to see it. I think the clouds are in the way. Can definitely hear something. That's Fidel Kestrel hovering, hunting for mice. That's a predator bird. It's looking for prey. Right. So we can definitely hear a CRJ passing overhead. Unfortunately, we're unable to show you guys because it's already above the ceiling. EasyJet having arrived from Chester. And Lorenzo was pointing to a bird right of us. That is Fidel Kestrel. Over there. Bird of prey. Head hanging perfectly still. Hovering above the grass to look for prey in the form of airplanes. Pinky and the brain. Man, sobering up here. Need more vodka. Indeed, Kyle, bro is hovering. Best in the game there. See that Evan is also back. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. This is an E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Stockholm, and after that it is an Embraer 190 arriving from Teesside or Darlington. Now I've also noticed that there is a droplet on the lens, so hopefully I'll be able to clean the lens after that landing. So in half an hour from now, ladies and gentlemen, the Emirates A380 and KLM Orange Pride, both expected around the same time here on the Polderbaan. If you joined us only just now, first of all, welcome to the show. What a show it has been so far. 3 CRJs landing here. Thus far only one banana. We've seen only one DHL A300. I'm wondering if a second one is still underway. We saw Stranger shining the light on board SAS arriving from Oslo earlier in the morning. He's also coming over and should arrive within half an hour from now. Suparna 747 is the one that got away. It landed on the center runway. The Suriname A340-600 landed here, and like I said before, the KLM Orange Pride and the Emirates A380 are still expected here. If you've been enjoying the stream so far and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to promote this channel's content to more aviation enthusiasts like yourselves who are into streams such as these but who haven't come across the channel yet. Also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. There's no such thing as a stupid question, so feel free to ask. Many people are watching. They're all friendly. Many of them are knowledgeable as well. 2 airplanes on the glide slope. Embraer 190 arriving from Teesside or Darlington, flying on behalf of KLM, flight 964. It is another Britty hopper, flight time 52 minutes. The airplane is 16 years old, first flight somewhere in 2009, the month not being specified. And after that it is time for Air France flight 1500. That's a Bombardier C Series 300 arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle. No eye contact with the first officer, sadly. Berliner Bol, nice. Eet smakelijk, jongens. Those are filled with custard, right? Yeah. Oh, nice. Also jam, jello. Cherry. Cherry flavor. Cherry, baby. Right, our next airplane coming in is Air France flight 1500. It is arriving from Paris. It's a Bombardier C Series 300, aka 8-20. Flight time 48 minutes, that's par for the course. Paris, like Luxembourg and London, averages around 40 to 45 minutes of flight time. This airplane is relatively old already, 2 years. Most of the A220s in Air France's fleet that we have seen over here at least were younger. Beautiful see-through engines, which we would see even better if we were standing at the normal location a bit further to the north. Well, we could see butt shots. No butt shots because of the pipes. that are traversing the cycling path further to the north. That's happening exactly where normally I would be standing. So instead of a pure butt shot and looking straight into the engines from behind, we now have an off-axis view. And even then you can still see just how big those bypass ratios are on those engines. Marco also back in the chat. Good to see you, Marco. Also beautiful backdrop here. Jan Henk, goedemorgen. Are you tuning in from Almelo or is that just your last name? Makes me wonder. Time for an Embraer 175, and after that we are going to see an E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Göteborg. After that an Embraer 175 arriving from Leeds. There is enlightenment coming in the form of a wide-bodied airplane that is now looking to become the, let me count correctly, 5th for arrival. First, we need to get our Embraer fix in. And get our Embraer fix in we shall. Ah, achternaam. Would be nice if you also lived in Almelo, or maybe in Hengelo or Enschede. Anyway. Ah, in Zwolle, right. Excellent, excellent. Edward, goedemiddag. Old Growler, goedemorgen. Yeah, good afternoon. Afternoon, morning. We just went past noon here in the Netherlands. Right, so we have quite a few airplanes that are coming, and the first wide body is approaching. It's flying base. KLM Flight 706 arriving from Rio de Janeiro. First up, an E2 Embraer 195, KLM Flight 1230. Adinik, goedemorgen. Idle reverse landing. And that's whale sounds, but that's whale sounds from the A320, not so much from the E2 Embraer that just landed. Beautiful to see. Things are opening up, looking to the south. Visibility has improved a little bit. We can now see the Schiphol Tower way better, and also departures from 18 left actually visible over here. Gorgeous backdrop. Good afternoon to Finn and to all others who have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and this is the Polderbaan, where a lot has happened already. A lot landed, including 3 CRJs, Stranger shining the light in SAS, the DHL A300, Suriname A340-600. The one that got away was the 747 from Suparna, and expected within half an hour from now are both the KLM Orange Pride and the Emirates A380. Wave of the first officer and a quick wave back. And also congratulations, vriendin van Nick, who is celebrating her birthday today. Don't know what your name is, but shout out to you. Happy birthday to you and to Nick. Hope you guys enjoyed the day. Richard, Tycho and Melissa also tuning in. Good to see ya. Stefan, goedemiddag. Good day, one and all. Joined here by Jens Rosick and Lorenzo, and Stranger, the one who shone the light earlier in the show, is also underway. Hope we can greet him in person here today as well. Next up, the Trash airplane. Why Trash? We'll have a look on flight radar. TRA8H. It's the Trash coming in from Barcelona. Flight number 5132. 22-year-old airplane. First flight April 2002. Just a lovely open backdrop now. First time in a while. Looks beautiful. Lewis 1505 says hello. Really enjoy your stream. Thank you for the kind words, Lewis. Peter K also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Cake incoming. Thank you, Nick. Hey there, Robert. Hey, check it out, who is shining the light? It is Stranger. I recognize that light. Having arrived from Oslo on SAS, he's shown the light. Not just on board the airplane, but also here on the cycling path. We need AMS live torches. That's a good suggestion. I wonder if Spreadshop offers them. I don't think they do. We do offer dog bandanas, so I'm going to make ground crew dog bandanas pretty soon. They should be coming out pretty soon. In the meantime, KLM flight 706 is arriving from Rio de Janeiro, and it's the first wide body in a while. It's a 777-200ER, the PH-BQM, 18 years old, first flight March 2006. Hey, what up, mate? Quick shake of the hand. The first wide body in a while. That was terrific. How well were you able to see me? Well,
I saw you waving.
really well? Awesome. We could see you perfectly well as well.
I couldn't hold so many devices at the same time.
No, obviously. Next time you'll fly Delta, flying business, we'll see. In the meantime, Stranger has arrived. If you're wondering who is that, that's the viewer who also shone the light on board the arriving SAS flight from Oslo earlier in the stream. Welcome from the ground crew as well. Check it out. The crew is back together. Awesome. Yeah, we saw your light quite well. You probably saw it yourself. It was. Thanks for the early heads up also about where we need to focus.
Oh yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised to see that you were on board. You were in the chat while on board the flight. So there you go, folks. Wi-Fi on board SAS.
You can still watch the show while being on the show.
Yeah, exactly. You can watch the show while being on the show, being filmed. Filming Inception. In the meantime, good news by Floris, who says that the A380 has been assigned to the Polderbahn. So that's one of the two that we're expecting, and the Orange Pride is expected as well around the same time. So probably won't take too long. Traffic intersecting in the meantime. Stove? No, Arno. Stove already was there. Arno, goedemiddag, good afternoon. David, this is Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Alrighty. This is EasyJet arriving from Istanbul, 737-800, 16-year-old airplane, first flight November 2008.
That's
EasyJet and EasyJet, subsidiary of Turkish, I think. It's a trademark of Willem Jelle, goedemiddag, and all others. QJ says that the PHBVA goes to the Polderbaan. As expected, nothing out of the ordinary in that respect. Happy that it is confirmed. Thanks for the updates. Now also a big thank you to Peter K, who just now gifted a membership. See that Michael has become a member courtesy of Peter K. Wish he were here. 3 CRJs in the show already, he would have been thrilled. Now also a massive big thank you to all of you for 600 likes, and also Wolfgang, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships just now. 5 new members courtesy of you. I hope that everybody who received their membership will thank you for it. Welcome to the Aurora Skyline's new members. Don't forget to use the custom emojis. The Orange Pride and the A380 are coming. And those are custom emojis that you can use. Thank you all so much. Our next airplane coming in is Shamrock Flight 604, Aer Lingus, arriving from Dublin, Ireland. 1 hour and 4 minutes on the way. 20-year-old airplane, first flight January 2005. Teun, goedemiddag. Gerard, goedemiddag. Sand King is tuning in from Scotland. Welcome.
Different 2 years ago. Kid.
Quick sip of vodka before continuing filming here. Florida says that the A380 seems to win the race versus the Orange Pride, so I'm assuming that means no consecutive landings then. No back-to-back glide slope shots. On the one hand, that's a pity. On the other hand, it's good because it gives us enough time to film both landings in more detail than would have been the case if they came in back-to-back immediately.
Oh no, there was one time where you were here and I couldn't go. One time you were already here and
Ah, Banana from Luton just took off, Mercer says. So that should land around 1 o'clock then? Right. Geo YouTube says, hello Schiphol, looks horrible today. Well, it looks more horrible in the beginning of the show. Now it is opening up a little bit, looking to the south. So I'm cautiously optimistic that what we are going to see later in the day is better weather than what we have seen here in the morning. Luckily, no significant rain anymore after the few droplets in the beginning. Next to land is Vueling, born this way, fly this way. I think it's the first special livery other than Herpa Derpa Derpa that we are going to see here in the show today. Vueling flight 8309 arriving from Barcelona, 1 hour and 55 minutes on the way. A320, it's the ECLVS, that's Lima Victor Sierra. She's 11 years old, first flight May 2013. John Dutch Canadian is back, had a shower and got the laundry on the go. Also have to do some laundry once I get home, now that you mention it. Ooh! You could see just how much it was crabbing by the ruddering back of the nose gear before touchdown. Looked quite aggressive move to the right, but there you go. Spot the dot. Is it still there? I think it is. It looks like it. Yeah, it's a political statement, isn't it? Or is it? Do we need to pixelate this in in post? Not sure if we can condone this according to the house rules. No political statements. Anyway, let's see. Like I said before, there's always a lot to see at Schiphol Airport, and the next one is arriving from Warsaw with Lubuski stickers. Lot flight 263 arriving from Warsaw. And you're right, Marissa. Boo for not giving it a rainbow-colored dot. That is a missed opportunity. I have to say. I have to agree there. Right. So LOT is coming in from Warsaw with Lubuski stickers on the fuselage. Flight 263, 1 hour and 39 minutes on the way. 18-year-old airplane, first flight May 2006. Still a bit out, so let's have a quick look and visualize for those of you who are unable to see where the next airplanes of interest are. Emirates A380 is already flying on an extended base leg and is flying just east of Lelystad. Its ETA is 12:29 and Orange Pride is flying in the vicinity of Hellevoetsluis, losing the race, now ETA of 12:34, so there's a 5-minute time difference between the two ETAs. They're both in Dutch airspace already. They're both going to land here on the runway we are standing next to, so stick around because we're going to catch them all just like Pokemon. After LOT, we are going to see a 777-200 from KLM, which I'm seeing only vaguely because it doesn't have the lights on yet. On the far left.
Then you had 10 miles to walk to school, and you are complaining about even doing the dishes.
Alrighty. Let's have a look. Here is LOT with Lubuski stickers, flight 263. Arriving from Warsaw. 18-year-old airplane, first flight May 2006. Let's have a look. Yeah, beautiful landing. Only one word for it, polished. There you go. Visit Lubuski. Airport Lubuski. KLM flight 622 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia will be next. That's a 777-200. Lights behind are from Lufti flight 2304 arriving from Munich, and that's an A320. In the meantime, a warm welcome to Johan van der Werf, who has become our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thank you for choosing the Aurora Sky Lounge as your place to hang out in, Johan. There are a lot of viewers already in the lounge, so if you need to find something, ask around. I'm sure that the residents will be able to show you around. Thank you for your support, mate. And the DHL arriving from Luton, expected in 35 minutes from now. Traffic intersecting from the left. Wah, wah. Are those geese? It's probably too far away for us to see. Whoa, it does look like geese, doesn't it? I think they're geese.
It's the same with stewardess. You have some kind of expectation. It's normal.
Right. Air China Cargo 777 flying directly behind the A380, Marissa says, so that's going to be nice. Hopefully 2 consecutive loud landings then. Grabbeganse, boy says. Well, as bird controller, I'm assuming you're the expert on the subject matter. Grauwe ganzen. Grey geese. Not sure if that's the proper translation into English. It is the literal translation of what it means. Well, not... Raycon Mod says, I don't think those geese have landing clearance. They have to go around. Graugans in German. There you go. Grey lag goose. Okay, there you go. Let's see. Emirates A380 is approaching Amsterdam from the east, northeast. I'm thinking it should become visible over there somewhere sometime soon. Don't think we can see it just yet, but we probably will soon enough. In the meantime, more airplanes are coming in, and I am thrilled to thank both John and Ilko each for gifting 5 memberships just now. Guys, thank you both so much for those gifted memberships. I hope that everybody who received a gifted membership from you two will say thank you first and foremost, and will also enjoy the custom emojis that they now have access to for a month. That's the A380, the Orange Pride, and all the other custom emojis. Use them whenever you see fit. Spamming is not allowed, but custom emojis you can use as much as you want. John and Ilko, thank you both so much, gents. Right, Grey Lag Goose passed by in the background. And over here we have Lufty Flight 2304 arriving from Munich. 11-year-old airplane, first flight February 2013. I'm also looking to the right. Visibility to the east is good. I'm expecting the A380 to become visible somewhere in the distance. It's flying over the city of Amsterdam right now. What altitude? Emirates is turning in to the north. Let's see, 5,000 feet. That's above the ceiling, I think. That's just above the ceiling. Yeah. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, the A380 is above the current ceiling over here. Unable for us to see yet. We will see it once it has turned onto the glide slope in the distance. Yeah. In the meantime, we have to be patient. A massive big thank you to Jan Jansen, who is celebrating 6 months of membership. Another month completed. Thanks for all the streams, he writes. Jan, thank you so much for your continued support, my friend. Hope all is still good in the lounge. I already put beer on the groceries list. Thanks to Lee for that information. If anything else is running short, let me know. Transavia, in the meantime, arriving here. Emirates going to the north on the downwind leg. And for the first time since I've begun streaming, I'm seeing a bit of blue air there. So are we going to be so lucky to see the Emirates and Orange Pride arrive in the sunshine? Emirates is also flying next to us above the ceiling, I think. It should be flying somewhere behind the lads. I'm not seeing anything. Can you guys see the Orange Pride? It should be flying over there somewhere. I'm also not seeing anything. That's a pity. Quickly scrolling back because John Dutch Canadian just now gifted 10 memberships. What the fudge? John, thank you so much, mate. You didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. 10 new members, courtesy of you. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. If you like your membership, consider renewing it or maybe gifting a membership to somebody else. John, thank you so much. Welcome Skylines members. Don't forget to use those custom emojis. Have a look at them. Look up those for the Orange Pride, for the A380 and for Emirates, because you will be able to use them pretty soon. Not just now, but you can always use them. John MR is tuning in from Auckland, New Zealand. Good evening, mate. Stick around, folks. Orange Pride. And a first officer who is already waving. Was already waving. Now the eye is on the prize again. Alrighty, let's have a look. So the A380 is flying base. Are we able to see anything yet? Is anybody seeing anything? Orange Pride and also the A380 is flying base already. It is coming in somewhere over there. Yeah, Orange Pride past Beverwijk is flying just out of the coastline to the north, is on the downwind leg. Next up is Transavia flight 916, arriving from Kittilä, 737-800. Another Embraer 190 arriving from Cardiff after that. Jindrusik is standing next to me with binoculars, already looking, scanning to see if we can see either the Orange Pride or the A380. It seems that the cloudiness that are still in the north are hampering our visibility. In the meantime, the sun is almost coming out from behind the clouds over here.
Cannot see anything beyond the beginning of the clouds.
Same here, same here, same here. It's yeah, only 2 airplanes visible. KLM flight 1088, Tampa, Portugal. Behind it, the A320 Neo. Emirates is turning in.
Sun! There was sun. Yes. Nice. We get beautiful lighting when the landing is.
Now, where on earth
Here.
is the Emirates? where on earth is the Emirates A380? You have it? Where do you see it?
The Orange Pride is after it.
Will the Orange Pride follow immediately after? Oh wow, yeah, it is. But I'm not seeing the A380 yet. Yeah, I think the lights that you're seeing is Tampa. Oh wait, immediately left of it. Yeah.
By the way,
There it is. Shit visibility. There's no sugarcoating it. It's shit visibility. Over here we are standing in the sunshine for the first time since the stream began. KLM just now landed here in the sunshine, so the lighting should be good. Mother fudger. Okay, so we have a Chinese triple that is looking to turn in after the Orange Pride, which is exactly after the A380. So it's going to be A380, Orange Pride, Chinese triple. After that, we need to use sign language because we'll have lost our hearing. But that's a small sacrifice worth paying.
And maybe the next time we can have someone doing.
Right, well, for those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live, the channel Schiphol Group loves to hate, it's that good. We are standing here at the Polderbaan. My name is Boy. The Emirates A380 is expected next to land after this airplane from TAP has landed. And I'm showing you, just to show you, over here from behind the sun has begun to shine. Means that the Emirates A380, which is over there, and the KLM Orange Pride, which is right behind it, will be beautifully illuminated in a few moments from now. Where is the Orange Pride?
Daar is hem gewoon staan.
On paper, the Orange Pride should be after this airplane. I'm not seeing it just yet.
Renzo, let me op dat het aankomt. Ik weet niet wat je aan het doen bent, maar...
Lorenzo is not interested in the A380. Oh, he is.
Zo'n end inspection.
And inspection.
Ga je een foto maken of wat ga je doen? Oké, dus stop dan met wat je nu aan het doen bent. Want...
Hey, Michael is back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. It's the one stream that you didn't want to miss. Here you see the beautiful lighting. I'm talking about 3 CRJs in this stream earlier. Now, also one of the highlights was Stranger, who arrived from Oslo on SAS. He's shown the light and he's now standing 2 meters left of me. Also taking pictures of the A380. I'm also accompanied here by Jendrosik and Lorenzo, and this is the A380. Full squad complete. The A340 landing here. Suparna got away, went to the center runway. And a nice bonus is that the Orange Pride is going to be next. Idle reverse landing. I'm also seeing that another Bombardier C series is turning in. Air France flight 1640, arriving from Paris. That's another A220. Beautiful illumination, I should say, from the sun, which for the first time in the stream has begun to shine here. Looking to the south, things look bright. Looking to the north, things look grim. So it's yay! No. You can also see a bit of haziness. Now, unfortunately, we cannot linger too long on the rollout and taxi of the Emirates A380 because next is going to be the KLM Orange Pride, the PHBVA. Here it is already. Before I'm going to lose track of it, also a massive big thank you to Kyo Jorvik, who just now gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much for your generosity, guys. Thank you so much, Kyo, and I hope that everybody who received a gifted membership from you will thank you for it. This is the PHBVA Orange Pride with optimal lighting. There she is. With a tricolor border between the orange front and the blue back. A reminder to brush your teeth twice a day. Now, as long as the interesting planes keep coming, I'll be sticking around. We have a Chinese triple coming in next. We have Air France Bombardier C Series coming in after that. There's also a second DHL A300 underway. Underway from London Luton, so shouldn't be too long. And once again, Harry the Heron not giving an F. DHL about 20 minutes out. Thank you, Dusty. Gives us some time to indulge in more airplanes. The next airplane coming in is a Chinese triple. Air China Cargo. Flight 1033 arriving from Shanghai. This airplane flew 11 hours and 26 minutes to get here, folks. It's a 777 freighter, 10 years old. First flight March 2014. Thank you all so much for 700 likes. I see Marissa celebrating 700 likes. Thank you so much. Hadi Roy, goedemiddag. If you have been enjoying the stream so far and you haven't already, consider leaving an additional like. It really helps to promote the channel and its content to aviation enthusiasts like yourselves who are into streams such as these, but who haven't come across the channel yet. Loudness incoming. Right, that's it. We've formally gone deaf now. What? What did you say? Say what? So yeah, for the first time in forever, the sun is out here. Beautiful to see. Otherwise, still hazy here on ground level. The area of blue sky stretches to the northeast of us over here. Looking to the northwest, it still looks a bit cloudy. Also to the north itself. Hey, Qatar is still confirmed for Polderba, Marissa says, nearing Flevoland, so that is good news. It is 12:39 at the moment, and around 1 o'clock local time, the center runway is expected to reopen again for arrivals. Gio asks how deep the water is in front of you. It's about
2 meters?
no, I think a meter or so. I think you could wade through it walking without, I think, until your belly button or something.
I'm Jesus, I can walk on water.
Yeah, and if it's frozen, you can walk over it like Jesus could.
I remember last time I was here with Evelyn and Rick. I threw stuff at the...
Oh yeah.
And I broke it.
Well, Schiphol also has icebreaker boats, small dinghies that they sail through the canals with. If it really starts to get thick, the ice, they will make sure that the water stays fluid. Preventing us from walking over and saying hi in the fire station. Right. Let's see. Over Over here we have KLM flight 1078 arriving from Bristol. That's an Embraer 175. KLM flight 1800 on the top left. Vaguely visible still. Arriving from Düsseldorf. Vueling is turning in. That is an A320 Neo arriving from Valencia. And Saudia is now flying over Purmerend, which I think wasn't that. That was the scale of chimney smoke, wasn't it? Looking in that area to see if I can spot it perhaps. Sadly not.
What do you think is important?
Saudia. Saudia is flying in the vicinity of Purmerend, and Jendrusik and I have established once that if you look to the chimneys of the scale of chimney smoke, that you're watching towards Purmerend. And another first officer who is waving. Yay! Awesome. JW Stuif says A350 Manchester to Singapore overhead. I think I have it already. It passed by just now. There you go, Singapore to Manchester to Singapore. The A350. Yeah, first time blue skies, and immediately we are making use of it. For how much longer we are going to keep clear skies here remains to be seen, because the sun is already behind cloudiness again. Nothing ever lasting very long over here in that respect. The airplane's still flying in the sun, but when they pass by over the ground over here, on the ground over here, they no longer are illuminated by the sunshine. Only the rain, Ari jokes. Absolutely. And this is a Canon XA60 Peppy plane. Right. So, blue sky. It was only for a brief moment, right when the A380 and the Orange Pride landed, so that's good enough in my book. Alana is tuning in from Scotland as well. Good to see ya. Welcome. Welcome one and all. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. This is AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the runway called Polderbaan. Runway 18 right for another 15 or so minutes. The only runway for inbound traffic. Wind is blowing from the east-southeast. And if you join us only now, you have missed quite a lot already. We had a shine the light moment from our regular viewer Stranger, who is also now standing next to me 2 meters away. More ground crew in the form of Jendrusik and Lorenzo. We had 3 CRJs that landed here. We saw the Orange Pride and the Emirates A380 not too long ago, and earlier in the stream we also saw the Suriname A340 600 and as well the Supernova 747. Now it's only the Supernova 747 that got away and landed on the center runway. The rest all landed here. We saw one DHL A300 600 land already, and the second one arriving from London Luton is underway and is expected pretty soon. Another Vueling coming in. It's Hans' favorite. Spot the dot. It is still there. Alamin is shooting in from Nigeria. Welcome. Our next airplane to come in is BA CityFlyer arriving from London City. Here it is. Lights on the left of it are from KLM flight 1032, which is arriving from Burson-Chester. That's a 737-800. And you can see that the A9 highway is still illuminated in the background. Here the runway no longer is, sadly.
They used to have a fuck you, BHACQ, that is beautiful. I found a picture.
Right, the third airplane now on the glide slope, although I am struggling to see it yet, is Saudia, the Saudia Dreamliner that I was also looking for in the sky. Meanwhile, the crew flew by with one of the seagulls. K2 sipping on some coffee. And also Harry there on Screech. Oh. That's BA CityFlyer returning from London City. Mercer says all players from the east still coming to the Polderbaan. That's interesting. Hadi Liwo, goedemiddag kerel. Good to see you again, mate. Better late than never. You're right. The entire quad squad and the Orange Pride already landed, but we're still sticking around for more traffic. I'm curious to see what is happening in terms of expected runway use. So let's have a quick look at the website called Bezoek Bus, which shows us indicated runway use, and it tells us that from 1 o'clock until 1:40 center should open up. So in that respect, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm happily surprised to see that the dual landing runway configuration is only going to last for 40 minutes. Oh, Sally the Seagull over here.
Hey, Harry.
Oh, did it catch something? No. It dove under. Going back for another attack.
Hey, Harry. Naval airman.
Okay, whoa. Some evasive maneuvers there by Sally the Seagull. Just in time back for Saudia, Dreamliner flight 215 arriving from Jeddah with Jeddah Nights on board. It's the 7879 Dreamliner, 5 hours and 55 minutes on the way. The airplane is 7 years old, first flight May 2017. Now, also molto grazie to Maria Spinelli, who is celebrating 2 months of membership. Thank you so much for your support, Maria, and I hope that you are going to stick around for many more months to come. If not as a continuing member, then at least as a regular frequent visitor. Thank you so much, Maria, for your support. We have a Qatar 777 arriving from Doha, now number 3 on the glide slope, and the second Banana arriving from London Luton is turning in, is flying base now. Hey, interesting to see. No wait, that's outbound. I was about to say Delta A330, but that's outbound to Minneapolis.
I haven't seen any Delta today.
So, let's see. Are there any more wide bodies coming in after the Qatar and the DHL on short notice, I'm wondering? Let's see. Doesn't look like it, does it? So, unless I'm overlooking any wide bodies coming to the Polderbaan pretty soon. After the Qatar 777 and the A300, I think I might wrap up for today and hopefully come back again tomorrow. Yeah, so that's another half hour waiting for the next wide body to come in. Don't think I'm going to do that then, Marissa. Thanks for looking it up and checking. But that means I'm going to wrap up after the next 3 airplanes have landed, ending the stream with the second DHL A300, which is being preceded by the Qatar 777-300 arriving from Doha, now number 2, right after this little KLM 737-900. Hey there, Jimmy, good afternoon. Amelie, good afternoon. Mr. Trucker64 says, love the stream, thank you for your kind words, mate. Supasta says, actually strange that there's no fence or other security means. Hey, see you later, man.
Bye.
Ground crew is leaving.
I'm still here. Handing over all the responsibilities.
Okay, well, from... Hey, check it out.
Right. See you.
Hey, see you later, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
See you again in the air.
Well, stranger, I just saw in the chat that after the next 2 heavies, we'll have to wait for half an hour before the next wide body is going to come in, and I'm going to wrap up after the next 2 airplanes have landed. So the next airplane is going. Exactly, and it's a matter of, are there any wide bodies in the vicinity? And today there are, but these 2 are the last, and then we'll have to wait for another half hour. Well, come on. My chat window was not updating, so I had to take care of that. Here we go. Penultimate airplane of today's show, Qatar Airways Flight 273, arriving from Doha. It's a 777-300 ER, containing passengers. It's not even a cargo flight. We see more cargo 777s from Qatar, normally speaking, than passenger flights, but this is a passenger one. Registration A7 BAZ, B-A-Z, Bravo Alpha Zulu. 11-year-old airplane, first flight March 2013. Let's listen and see if they'll apply reverse thrust or just idle reverse. Idle reverse it is. Liwa will happily wait for another half hour. Yeah. You will, but I won't. Last airplane of the day, ladies and gentlemen, and then I'm going to wrap up and hopefully be back again tomorrow. Hopefully with a bit brighter weather from the beginning of the stream already. We had to wait long before things started to get a bit more bright over here. DHL banana coming in from London Luton. Look away if you're Luton intolerant, because this is going to give you the cramps. 46 minutes on the way. That's a typical flight time for London to Amsterdam. This is the DAEAK Delta Alpha Echo Alpha Kilo, and it is 32 years old. First flight October 1992. I was still in elementary school and had to do 2 more years before graduating from elementary school. Wonder what you guys were doing if you were born already in 1992. It's also going to be the last airplane for today's show, so a massive big thank you to all of you for showing up here, for sticking around, for liking the stream, and consider leaving a like if you have enjoyed yourselves but haven't left a like already. It really helps to promote this channel to new awesome people like yourselves who are into streams such as these but who haven't come across the channel yet. A massive big thank you to all of the people joining. Thank you for all the support, for all the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships, becoming a member yourself, renewing your membership, buying something from the merch store, or maybe donating through PayPal. Mods, also a massive big thank you to you again for keeping the chat friendly and accessible. And lastly, also a massive big thank you to Stranger for not only shining the light, but for also joining me here as ground crew. Also a big thanks to Jendrusik and Lorenzo, who left a couple of minutes ago, who also joined over here. Will the banana use its reversers? No, idle reverse it is. What a beaut. This airplane began flying when I was still 10. Feels like a world away. It's taking the first exit. So we're ending the show with an off-axis butt shot. There you go. Right, that wraps it up for me for today. The weather for tomorrow looks to be promising, and I'm hopefully seeing you all again tomorrow. For now, I'm going to say thanks for joining me here. Enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your weekend if we don't meet again tomorrow. Stay safe, be warm, and see you again in the next one. Bye for now, guys.